What's happening, guys? It's Jamie. Today's video is about some of the economic principles that you can use in your business if you're a coach, course creator, high-ticket affiliate marketer, pretty much anyone that sells anything online. Understanding these and deploying them as part of your business strategy is going to help you sell more without doing all the stuff you really don't want to do, and in a way that is both fun and keeps you well in control of the metrics you need to be in control in order to grow a sustainable business over the long term. So I'm just going to hop on to my computer, catch you guys over there in a sec. All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to dive straight into it now. I'm going to cover a couple of things that if you're a coach, course creator, high-ticket affiliate marketer, entrepreneur of any kind that sells stuff on or offline as well, understanding a few of these little principles is going to help you massively boost your sales revenue and understand the types of metrics that you need to be on top of in order to basically have a fill and full sales pipeline at all times. So number one is we need to understand what buying behavior is and how that ties into the stuff first and foremost. So buying behavior, right? Where do we start with this one? Okay, so first and foremost, I heard this thing a little while ago, and I say a little while, it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, and it took me years to find the source, and now I'm going to leave this doc below this if to review that at any stage. Feel free to click the link there, just as a free resource if you want to go over anything. But the stat that I heard was twofold. Number one was basically that a buyer, so say for example, I have purchased from you, you have purchased something from me, I'm able to solve some issues, you've had a good customer experience. As a purchaser, you are 60 to 70% more likely to buy based on my recommendation again. Now, this is very applicable for e-commerce stores. It's very applicable for marketers in general, offline stores as well. Same thing applies, right? Think about your own customer loyalty. There's often times where you'll buy the same type of ice cream because it's satiated your need that one time. So therefore you keep coming back buying the same thing because you know what to expect, right? You've had a good experience. So that's number one. The other part of it is that a customer is 9 times more likely to buy based on your recommendation. Okay. So for the affiliates, if you're sitting there going, really, that's convenient. And so what that means is that if, for example, you are an affiliate and you have referred someone onto a affiliate product, and even though that vendor of that affiliate product is the owner of the customer, you have facilitated that relationship, right? So you also technically have facilitated that. You own the buyer as well. Not own in the, you don't own them, but you know what I mean. You have formed that relationship. Now, what that means, and finally I found the source, so go and have a look at that article I left down there. But what that means is that is why things like the Ascension model works really well. Now, what I mean by that is you've probably seen them all over the place. Sign up, get my free book. It's only going to cost you shipping, and then there's upsells through the thing. That's one example. Another example is typical affiliate model where they have a $7 front end entry, and then there's usually an upsell to something bigger on the other side of that. Now, little warning for you affiliates. I'm probably going to ruffle a few feathers with this one. Kind of needs to be said, though, to be honest. They work really well from a vendor, okay? Because if I know that I'm selling something for $5, $10, $20, $100, there's going to be a percentage of those people that come through that buy my other. So as a product vendor, I'm happy, okay? But as an affiliate, understand that the metrics are relatively low, okay? So for all the front-end buyers that you get, depending on the actual product itself, then there's going to be a small amount that are going to ascend to that next opportunity. Sometimes it's between 3 and 10%. So if we go generously and say it's 10%, that means that for every 10 front-end buyers, you're going to make one back-end sale. Now, typically it's not like that. It's more like 5% for those types of models, but you get the point. So just means, yes, they work really well. Just means that you need quite a lot of volume coming through that front end. Now, back to the coaches and the facilitators, the entrepreneurs in general, this works really well. When we understand this, what it allows us to do is understand that this can actually take a very, very heavy load off our entire, okay? So at the moment, there is a massive influx of appointment setters, a massive influx of closers, and I get DMs every freaking day. I don't really take that many sales calls these days. I do them on occasion. I don't really take them that much these days. Most of my business is built through good old-fashioned DM and Google Docs, such as, right? So that's how I build my business. And so a lot of the time, folks are like, what do you mean you don't have, like, how do you close stuff? It's because of this, what I'm expressing here, basically. But when you are able to give someone a good experience, a lot of the time from them consuming your content in the form of a product, and they are able to take that information, go rapidly deploy it, go actually get some results themselves, they are more likely to seek you out to solve the issue that they are experiencing. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. Create buyers to build trust and earn the right to help them solve further problems they may run into. That's it in a nutshell. Okay, so understand, just tick that off, bang, okay, Dunsky. Right, next one, LTV, lifetime customer value. What is this? What it means is that we have a goal. In my opinion, as a marketer, I don't want to just have a transactional relationship with folks. I don't want to like have them go, hey, buy my shit, and then they buy my stuff, and then they're like, cool, that's awesome, thanks. I'm like, where's my next customer? That works. That's how business is built. But there is a slight caveat on that one. I would urge you to consider that. Imagine for a moment that I'm going to echo some Dan Kennedy stuff here. Hopefully you guys have read his books. But a lot of the time he will refer to the start of a relationship being when they transact. Okay, so it's not just like a transactional thing and then it's like, cool, well, that's a new customer, great, go me, I've got money. That's where the relationship starts, okay? That's, in my opinion, I fully agree with this, which I've seen it manifest in my own business. This is why I speak on this stuff as well. Right, so what it allows us to do is it starts that relationship with a small commitment from our customer, and it allows us to earn the right to help them solve problems the customer will likely run into. I'll give you guys a little case study. Way back when, I've got a customer, and bless you, if you ever watch this, I love you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your business, and I'm so glad that my products have been able to help you out along the way if you appreciate it. But this customer buys the majority of my lower ticket items, as well as the upsells along the way. And the cool thing about that is that customer to my business is worth over 5,000. Never purchased a high ticket thing ever. Always not interested, not ever looking to get help with it. Always has bought low ticket stuff. Now, the beauty of that and the amazing thing to consider is that over an extended period of time, that customer is worth in excess of 5,000 my business. And so if we stop seeing our customers as a transactional thing where they're just like, okay, I bought, thanks, goodbye, and that's it, they're gone, and we start seeing that as the development of the new relationship, then we have a different focus, which then means that over time, we are able to increase the LTV, the lifetime customer value. So both affiliates and coaches, entrepreneurs, all you guys, same thing absolutely applies. If you are an affiliate, you sell something to someone, they have a good experience. Guess what? They're going to solve some issues, but it's probably going to lead them to new experiences, new issues that they're going to arise. Could be a mindset thing, could be a funnel thing, could be an ads thing, could be a traffic thing, could be whatever, right? There's going to be new things that they're going to need to get solved in their business in order to propel themselves towards the goals that they want to hit. Okay, so when we look at this from this spectrum, from this lens, what it means is that we don't need a huge audience to make a significant income and a significant amount of money from a small pool of people. I've just rolled out a brand new opportunity for folks. This is a facilitation offer. That means that I'm guiding folks through it. I'm not going to be hand-holding or babysitting or anything like that. What that means for me, though, is that I only need 50 people in that in order to hit $500,000 or $600,000 US per year, which is freaking insane if you ask me. Now, that is incredible, and that means a whole bunch of that's going to be recurring too, which is really nice. If you're interested, hit me and then I'll leave a link, have a chat with you. Now, in a nutshell, what that means is that if we're looking to increase the LTV, rather than just treating each transaction as a singular entity, it means you can build a highly profitable business with a small audience, which is pretty much what I just said. Fire alarm. Timing, seriously. Apartment living. Thought it was the popo coming to get me. No, just fire alarms testing in my building. Anyway, thank you for your patience and apologies for that little interlude. Right, so anyway, where was I? Basically talking about lifetime customer value. Effectively, start that relationship with a small commitment, see it as a relationship and build that out over time, and you will be able to have better customers, be able to help more people out and make a lot more money with a smaller, which is really cool. Now, another thing we need to have a look at is opportunity cost. Now, opportunity cost is basically where the act of doing something means that we might end up missing out on something else. By not doing something, we might miss out on something else. So I'm going to leverage something from the great Maslow's hierarchy here. And this is basically where most people are living in the bottom half of the pyramid. And so I'm going to show you guys real quickly. So effectively, that is physiological needs, safety needs, belonging and love needs, all that type of stuff, and esteem needs. These are all in the bottom half of the pyramid. And so what that means is that most people, from a behavioral standpoint, are motivated more by their deficiency needs, like I don't have, than they are by their growth needs, like I would like to, if that makes sense, right? So understanding that as marketers is really, really powerful, because we know, kind of like when you put your hand on a hot stove, you're going to want to take it away really quickly, right? So most people are living in that state. They're living away, like moving away from their deficiency needs. Okay. Now, here's the thing. So based on this principle, we know that humans, typically speaking, don't like missing out on stuff. And as marketers, we can actually leverage that by highlighting the cost of inaction. So that's one, as part of our sales repertoire, whether that's through our content, like, hey, if you don't jump in now, then tomorrow's not going to wait. Like you got to, you're going to look back in 3 months' time and wish you got started earlier, all that type of stuff. And the other part, perhaps on a more tactical basis, is that what you can do is start to use deadlines in your marketing. So if you're doing a promotional cycle, use a deadline. Have a fixed time frame that it promotes to. And then, the amazing bonuses disappears, or the cart page closes, or price triples, or whatever it is, right? But in doing so, you're going to have basically force the hand of buyers and make that buying behavior come to the forefront, basically. So in a nutshell, using deadlines is one of the most powerful mechanisms to encourage buying behavior. Right, economics 101. Guys, I can't stress this enough, but if you understand these principles, there is something in this, and I know it sounds like oversimplification. You know how marketers are always like, hey, this is the secret sauce, and understand this is a game changer, and this is going to be a license to print money, and all that shit you've probably heard 1,000 times, right? Here's the thing. This literally, if you understand this on a fundamental basis, this is a license to print money, because you understand what drives human behavior and what drives buying behavior. And if you can understand that, then you have an unlimited flow of cash, right? And the only thing you need to add is with a ninja copy, nice offer, and some people to see it that have that problem, right? Okay, economics 101. I know that's over, so get the point. Right, so the law of supply and demand predicts that if the supply of goods or services outstrips the demand, price will fall. If demand exceeds supply, prices will rise. Now, to paint that in a more English type phrase, what that basically means is that you can control your own economic environment. And if you have high demand and there's limited supply, it's going to mean that you're either going to get buyers really, really quickly, or you can adjust pricing, supply and demand. How in demand are you and your knowledge? How in demand is the thing that you're offering? How in demand is the thing you're offering specifically through you, right? So we actually leverage this to our advantage. And more specifically, we can actually create environments that basically mean that we don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff that we don't want to do. So if you don't want to take sales calls, you don't have to, because you can understand the leverage point. If you don't want to have your calendar filled up, you don't have to. You understand this, right? Now, to paint it into something a little bit more practical here really quickly. Let's say that hypothetically you go out and you sell 20 units of a low ticket item. Now, understanding that when you're getting started, of course, you might not be able to sell the big high ticket thing. You might not feel confident in doing so. You might just not want to pull the trigger. You might have some insecurities about asking the question. Most people will feel okay about asking a relative stranger to check out a $7 to $10 to $100 thing. So if you were to sell 20 of those, now you've got a couple of leverage points. Now you can kind of say, okay, cool, well, I've got this amazing opportunity here. It's only available for 1 to 2 people, right? So I always try to work the ratio of 1 to 2 to 10, basically, just to keep things really, really tight. You can go higher, obviously, depends on the price point. I guess how confident you are in the offer selling itself, how basically in demand that already is, there's all this type of stuff. But in doing so, it means that you're actually able to create your own economy around that, right? Which is really good. So another thing to consider is, if we understand something really, really briefly, which is that demand already exists. So demand already exists. We just need to harness it and funnel it towards whatever we get towards. So what I mean by that is, if we look at, going back to Maslow real quick, one of the things that I can quite confidently say most of us desire in some form or capacity is financial freedom. It might not be, your goal might not be extreme wealth, but financial freedom for whatever that means to you. That could be $50,000 per year. It could be $100,000, could be $100,000 per month, could be $100,000 a day. It really differs for different people. But understand that that is a common theme of what people desire. They want financial freedom. Might only be $2,000 extra per month. That might be all you need to experience financial freedom in your world, right? So if that's you, that's cool. So we understand that that already exists, that demand already exists. Okay. Likewise with health, it's just in existence. It's not a thing that we need to like create demand. We just need to harness it, gain attention of the marketplace, harness that attention and that demand, and then fuel that towards ourselves as a brand and our opportunity. Hopefully this is making sense, right? So if we already understand that principle, then we understand supply and demand on top of that. Now we've got a gold mine business, okay? So in a nutshell, we create our own economic environment by simply limiting the number of available spots for our products. Oh my God, genius. Who'd thunk it? Like, really? Yes, really. And so to take this one step further, like I said before, if you go with a, say 1 to 2 to 10 ratio, that is, you've got, say, 20 buyers, and if we go with the 2, so that means that you have 4 spots available. You're probably pushing 5. Now, if we understand that those 20 buyers have had a really good buying experience through you, either as a product vendor or affiliate or whatever, and they are like, yeah, this is awesome, and I definitely need some more support, and I definitely want to hit these goals. I feel like this is the right pathway for me. So we understand that there is 20 people in the perfect world. I know we're not going to go through the training, yada, yada, yada. But in a perfect world, we've got 20 people that are really, really the thing, right? And then we only have 4 spots available. Guess what we're doing? We are creating our own at that point, meaning that we are at a state of being oversubscribed. This is a term that I learned from Daniel Priestley. Highly recommend this book, Oversubscribed, funnily enough. Anyways, so that is how you do it. And now all you need to do is rinse and repeat this process, rinse and repeat that idea, and have promotional cycles for both your low and your high ticket stuff, and you'll have a constant stream of buyers. And the only missing element at that point is your traffic. And if you do that, you have got a freaking business. Nice and easy, huh? Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Really, really appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you got some value out of this one. Drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and stay tuned. I'm going to be putting out a lot more of these videos. Hopefully you get value from them. And yeah, if you're interested in learning what I'm up to, I'm taking a bunch of folks. We're going to be building a 50K plus per month business this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hit the link. I'll leave my Facebook profile link. You can go smash that if you want. Send me a DM. Let's have a chat, see if it's the right pathway. Otherwise, guys, appreciate you, and see you in the next